Morning, my dear friends. I don't know how just to put the statement. I shouldn't say it's unfortunate, but let me say it is a kind of bad news is that some of you may go home today without properly understanding the priest who is preaching today, because some find it difficult to understand most of us from Africa, even though we understand everything that you say. Another good news for me is that the promise and the hope is fulfilled. I've been longing for a day I will celebrate for you and with you, and it is fulfilled today. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank our priest for giving me the opportunity to celebrate for you. Then blame him for asking me to celebrate. I didn't for him was one who said, okay, go ahead. So just be patient with me, it may not last long. Yeah, the message I have come for today, simply just understand, is to say thank you and thank you very much. And that's it. So when I was planning to come, I visited a priest friend. Luckily, his sister, who is a reverend sister, was with him. And I told him happily, with every amount of happiness and joy, Father, next weekend I'll be in Michigan to celebrate for them, to visit my brother priest. And the sister there said, wow, they are generous. And that was what she said. Then I now began to calculate how I and my people have benefited from generosity. They say charity begins at home. Apart from what Father has been telling me, that most of the things we do here, people in some places, lazy parishioners. Yeah, you must pay this amount. You must pay this amount for the project we have, for God taking care of it. But no, that people are willing to volunteer. And that reduces the cost of the things that we spend money for. And yesterday, he was very much excited, and the parishioners too, happy that yesterday one of us volunteered to install Wi-Fi in this compound. And he was he was happy, and everybody was happy. And then not only that most of the things that you do here is done mainly on volunteering. Please, thank you very much. So what I want to say to you about that is that a man said, people make their living from what they do. As a doctor, as a lawyer, as a priest, as an engineer, as a nurse, you make your living from the work you are doing. But people make their lives from what they give out. It is from what they give out that they make their lives. So I thank you for your generosity. For instance, ordinarily, many of us would not have known Mother Teresa if she did not volunteer to take care of the most less privileged ones in small Calcutta in India. And today, people do not know where she came from. Just as Mother Teresa of Calcutta, people think that she's from India. She's not even from Asia. She's not from Calcutta. It was because of her devotion and dedication she was called Mother Teresa of Calcutta. She's not from Asia. She's from Yugoslavia. That's her own place. in Europe. But because of the work she did. So the same thing with all of you. What you do, many may not exactly know the extent it has gone to help people. For instance, there are people who have no means for clean water. And then through your generosity, it has been provided for them. I benefited. In my parish in Nigeria, there are sinking boreholes. That's right. The priests and the people who live within that environment will have access to clean water. I have been a parish priest in that my home, and I know what I suffered in matters of water and many others. But today, thanks to your generosity, it is a thing of the past. And there's so many other things. One of the efforts he shared with me, one of our early priests, we have been moving from rural areas to the other. Even when the Eastern people, even deserted, we are attending masses to other places. He lives from hand to mouth. This priest was not in when he walked into that place. Before this man returned, borehole has been sunk in that compound. Now tell me, if such a thing happened to you, how would you express it? In August, one of our priests who lived here in America, 15 years, getting water by just touching the tap, light, and the good road and other things, returned to Nigeria. And he visited America by August, and he was telling me, among his excruciating needs, how do I get water? And when he was telling his plight, and I said to him, but have you made Father Peter know that you are in need of such provision? He said, no. What is this? Wow. We never heard of him and what he does. He said, no. I said, well, if this man was doing bad things, many people would have known about it. Can we call him now? He called him. And the thing is that, Father, where is your parish? Don't worry, we're going to sing borehole there. And then he could not understand it. He said, okay. Now, what will I, on my own part, do to assist? He said, this phone call does it. This phone call is the only contribution you need for water to be in your parish, and that is it. So I thank you so much. Then again, our cathedral was almost torn down. Renovation, the bigger one. Everything there now is of standard. And the father went to the bishop and said, what can we do to help? He said, well, if you can you take the altar? And that was staggering amount of money. And when Father came with this need, and he made it known to you, the altar is standing there today with the name of the donors of that altar. There is a Teresa's Cathedral, Abakaliki in Nigeria. That's the things. I'm not here to tell all of them because you know for yourselves that charity begins at home. You are already helping yourselves. Now you are not extending that help to other people. As Isaiah said, the Lord has sent me to do the things you are doing. You are already responding to what Isaiah said the Lord has sent you to. To be the eyes, to be the legs, to be the hands for people who have no provision. So I thank you and thank you very much. And I say, what you're doing, which is very, very good, may you continue it for yourselves and extend it to others.